Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss Mariscalio. Here's my reporting for this subject, Literature 4. And the topic that I'm going to discuss is about historical and cultural context of Afro-Asian literary works. Learning objectives. Explain the significance of oral tradition in Afro-Asian cultures. Analyze the impact of colonialism and imperialism on Afro-Asian literary works. Discuss the role of religion and philosophy in shaping Afro-Asian literature. And the last one is identify common themes and motifs in Afro-Asian literature. Introduction. Afro-Asian literature is a genre of writing that reflects the historical, cultural, and eco-political context of the African and Asian regions. It includes novels, short stories, and poems written by people of mixed African Arab or African Asian ethnicity. The works of Afro-Asian authors are influenced by customs, traditions, and philosophies of life of the countries they come from. So, ang mga Afro-Asian authors is na-impluensyahan sila kung dis sila gikan nga country. Mo nang nag-reflect ang ilang mga works through customs, traditions, and philosophies of life. And here's take 4 historical and cultural factors. The first one is oral traditions. Storytelling. A cornerstone of many African and Asian cultures, storytelling was used to transmit history, myths, legends, and folktales orally. So, ang storytelling is one of the cornerstone nga nagamit sa mga Afro-Asian authors. Kay through storytelling, na-transmit nila ang history, myths, legends, and folktales. Then, music and poetry. These art forms were often intertwined with storytelling, enhancing the emotional impact and memorability of narratives. So, music and poetry is nasa like connected sa storytelling. It is because magamit na to ang music and poetry through the use of storytelling kay mag-enhance man siya og emotional impact and memorability of narratives. Then, colonialism and imperialism. Cultural domination. European colonization imposed Western values and literary traditions on many Afro-Asian societies. So when we say cultural domination, it is about to promote cultural diversity and equality. And resistance and nationalism. Indigenous literary works emerge as a form of resistance, celebrating local cultures and challenging colonial ideologies. So when we say colonial ideologies, it is the beliefs and ideas used to justify and legitimize colonial rule. And then the third one is religious and philosophical influences. Indigenous beliefs, animism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and other religions have shaped the worldview and values reflected in Afro-Asian literature. So, in the past, di ba, ang mga atong totoo nga sa past nga mga atong mga ancestors is nagtuo sila nga ang animal is God, mo nang part ni siya sa religious and philosophical influences ning animism. Then, philosophical traditions, Confucianism, Taoism, and other philosophical systems have influenced literary themes and styles. So, may philosophical traditions o sa how the Afro-Asian authors philosophize their imaginations. Then, gi-apply nila through literary themes and styles. Then the fourth one is social and political change, modernization and globalization. The 20th and 21st centuries have brought significant social and political changes, impacting literary themes and forms. Social and gender issues. Many Afro-Asian writers address issues such as poverty, inequality, and gender discrimination in their works. So, social and gender issues is part of the the nga gipukusan sa mga Afro-Asian authors rather nga nag-address about poverty, inequality, and gender discrimination in their works. Part ni siya sa literary works sa mga Afro-Asian authors. And then key themes of Afro-Asian literature. First are nature and the environment. The natural world is often revered and seen as source of spiritual and cultural significance. So nature and the environment, more the natural world nga. So when we say revered, respected or admired, na gi-admired ang nature and environment nga ang importance sa nature and environment reflects sa fast works sa mga Afro-Asian authors. Then love and relationships. Love, both romantic and familial, is a recurring theme in many literary works. So, nga naman sila mga love relationships. Then heroism and sacrifice. Heroes and heroines often embody the ideals and values of their respective cultures. So heroism and sacrifice, just like anong mga bayani, di ba, in each country is naman dinay minta nga mga bayani. Through anong mga bayani is naman na sila mga history na nag-embody on how they resist the colonial role in the past. Mga nang natay freedom ron kay tungod sa mga bayani. Kung wa sila, I don't know, basin kuan taron napatas sa hands sa mga mananako. Then spirituality and religion. Religious beliefs and practices are frequently explored in Afro-Asian literature. So religious beliefs na magazine na di magazine na mawa ng religious kay magazine na one of the most powerful practices. Excuse me. Then social and political commentary. Many writers use their work to criticize social injustices and advocate for change. So social and political commentary. Then nagkuan pud na siya, nag-reflect pud na sa mga works sa Afro-Asian authors kay nabasa po iban nga mga victims of criticism o kanang mga injustices. So pamaagyan na ila pamaagyan sa mga Afro-Asian authors aron na ay maipaglaban ang change. Then 5 Afro-Asian literary works. First one is Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. Historical context reflects the colonization of Nigeria by the British Empire, particularly the Igbo people's clash with Western culture and values. So, familiar naman dyan natin yung Things Fall Apart ni Chinua Achebe. Then cultural context explores the rich cultural traditions of the Igbo people, including their beliefs, customs, and social structures, which were disrupted by colonialism. Then the second one is Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So historical context depicts the Nigerian Civil War or Biafran War on the 1960s. It highlights the devastating impact of conflict on individuals and society. So nag-reflect ni siya sa mga pag-antos sa una. Then cultural context examines the complexities of Nigerian identity, particularly the tension between traditional and Western influences and the role of women in society. So kaning Half of a Yellow Sun is nag-reflect ni siya sa role sa women's in the society, kay sa una ba Japod is kanang nabajapin mga unfair nga treatment sa mga mananakop, mga nang gisulong nila ang rights sa mga women's. Then ang ilang role is para ma-held high. Then let's proceed to the third literary works. The Tale of Genji. Historical context provides The Tale of Genji by Lady Murasaki Shikibu. Historical context provides insights in the Heian period of Japanese history, a time of great cultural and artistic flourishing. Cultural context explores the intricate social and courtly etiquette of the Heian period, as well as the role of women in the patriarchal society. So, nag-reflect po ni siya sa kanang ang role sa women in a patriarchal society is kanang murag limited rigid, kay umitag patriarchal is more on male ang nasa ibabaw. So mao na ang ipasabot pod sa The Tale of Genji. So kanin nga story sa Japanese story ni siya. And the fourth one is the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. Historical context reflects the ancient Indian subcontinent, particularly the Vedic period and the early years of Hinduism. So when we say Vedic, it is a foundation of Hinduism. Cultural context, it delves into the core values of Hinduism, including Dharma or righteousness, Karma or action and reaction, and reincarnation. These epics also explore themes of love, duty, and nature of good and evil. And let's proceed to the fifth one. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Historical context inspired by the history of Colombia, blending real-life events with magical realism. So, umingin tag magical realism, it is about literary genre that blends fantastical elements with realistic settings. So murag tinuod siya nga lugar, gigamit ang tinuod nga lugar through fantastical elements. Then cultural context explore the complexities of Latin American identity, the impact of colonialism, and the cyclical nature of history. So when we say classical is cycle, then the novel also draws on elements of Asian mythology and folklore, contributing to its unique blend of cultural influences. In conclusion, Afro-Asian literature offers a unique perspective on the human experience, reflecting the diverse cultures and histories of the African and Asian continents. By exploring the historical and cultural context of these literary works, readers can gain a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of human thought and expression. So, ang Afro-Asian literature is naa sa significance nga naka-contribute sa diverse cultures not to, until today. And before I end this discussion, I just wanted to show you the references and the question and answer. Here's my references. And here's the question and answer. The first question is, what is the significance of oral tradition in Afro-Asian cultures? A. It preserved history and culture before the advent of writing. B. It promoted Western values and literary traditions. C. It discouraged the development of indigenous literary forms. D. It limited the expression of diverse cultural perspectives. So the answer is letter A. It preserved history and culture before the advent of writing. Let's proceed to the second question. How did colonialism and imperialism impact Afro-Asian literature? A. It fostered the development of indigenous literary traditions. B. It suppressed local cultures and imposed Western literary forms. C. It led the decline of oral traditions and storytelling. D. It had no significant impact on Afro-Asian literature. So what is the answer? So the answer is B. It suppressed local cultures and imposed Western literary forms. So let's proceed to the third question. Question. What is the significance of understanding the historical and cultural context of Afro-Asian literature? A. It allows readers to appreciate the superficial aspects of literary works. B. It limits readers' understanding of the complexities of these works. C. It enables readers to interpret literary works more accurately and meaningfully. D. It reinforces Western-centric perspectives on literature. So the answer is letter C. It enables readers to interpret literary works more accurately and meaningfully. That's ends of my reporting. Thank you for watching.